In 2026, the situation in Azerbaijan is such that political activity abroad is no longer a safe zone. The Aliyev regime has built a system where criticism of the authorities from abroad directly hits those who remain inside the country. In practice, this means that participation in diaspora organizations or social media posts from Europe are recorded by special services and become a reason for pressure on the applicant's family. We see how control mechanisms go beyond national borders, turning relatives into a tool for political blackmail. In this episode, we will analyze the case of a supporter of the real movement whose family faced visits from security forces and interrogations because of his activities in emigration. How does the State Security Service, DTX, track unreliable citizens in the digital space? Why is the interest of special services in a mother or brother in Baku a clear signal that the applicant faces detention right at the airport upon return? And are there any ways in today's Azerbaijan to protect yourself and your loved ones from the system of collective punishment? I base these videos on real cases of people facing persecution in their home countries. We are country witness experts from London, focusing on human rights violations. Today's episode is about a real case we received from a London law firm and prepared by our lead Azerbaijan expert. They need objective evidence about the situation in the applicant's country. Our job is to do deep research and prepare a country expert report. This report identifies the real risks if the person returns home. It helps the court understand why the person needs international protection. If you are going through the asylum process in the UK, the US, Canada, or Europe, and are looking for a country witness expert, you can find a wide network of highly qualified experts at the Human Rights Experts. The link is in the description. In 2026, the political system of Azerbaijan is characterized by the Aliyev family's total control over all state institutions. The judiciary, the police, and the security agencies work as a single mechanism aimed at protecting the interests of the ruling elite. Any attempt at real political competition from movements such as REAL or AXCP is suppressed systematically. The most common method of neutralizing activists is the initiation of criminal cases under articles that have nothing to do with politics. Accusations of drug possession or minor hooliganism have become standard practice, allowing security forces to isolate opponents of the regime without much international noise. Transnational repression plays a special role in this system. Azerbaijani special services actively track their citizens in key diaspora locations, London, Berlin, and Istanbul. Through a network of informants in embassies and the use of advanced cyber espionage systems, the authorities collect data on everyone who participates in protests or criticizes the government online. Digital control also covers the internal space. Social media monitoring is carried out in real time. This means that any careless statement abroad immediately falls into the citizen's personal file inside the country, creating a legal trap even before the person crosses the border. The case of our applicant clearly shows how the mechanism of collective punishment works. A young man, being a supporter of the real opposition movement, actively criticized the actions of the authorities and participated in diaspora protest actions abroad. This publicity did not go unnoticed. The Azerbaijani Special Services, DTX, identified him through social media monitoring and began to exert direct pressure on his relatives remaining in the country. The family was repeatedly called for interrogation, and relatives were subjected to intimidation and social sanctions, which is a classic method of blackmailing activists in modern Azerbaijan. For an expert report, this is a key moment. The interest of security forces in the family proves that the applicant is already in the databases as an enemy of the state. In the conditions of 2026, returning for him is practically equivalent to immediate arrest. The standard arrival protocol for such a person is detention at the Heydar Aliyev Airport, seizure of equipment to check messages, and the initiation of a criminal case on fabricated charges, for example, illegal drug trafficking or anti-state appeals. Given that pressure measures have already been applied against the family, the risk of torture and long-term imprisonment for the applicant himself is assessed as critically high. But before concluding, let me introduce myself. My name is Maxim. I am a country witness expert specializing in human rights violations. I personally also receive political asylum. I am the founder of the Human Rights Experts. Since March 2022, we, a team composed of over 20 experts, have been creating expert reports for asylum applicants. Our expertise covers all key regions of the world, including Africa, Asia, Latin America, Eastern Europe, and the Middle East. Our expert reports, similar to the one we discussed today, are regularly commissioned by major law firms to help the court and authorities explain the specific country context of human rights violations in the applicant's country of origin, who are applying for asylum in the US, UK, Canada, and EU countries. If you are in the process of seeking asylum, remember, objective evidence confirming the risk of persecution is critically important for your case. Hire an expert witness via the link in the description below. To sum up, the situation of our applicant is a classic example of how Azerbaijan works with political opponents in 2026. We are dealing not just with a personal conflict, but with a well-functioning system where an entire family is punished for activity abroad. The facts of special service visits to relatives and interrogations in Baku directly confirm that the applicant is under development by the State Security Service, DTX. In conditions of total dependence of courts and police on the ruling family, a person inside the country has no chance for a fair defense or safety. Internal relocation in this case is completely excluded. Azerbaijan is a small state with total digital control and a strict registration system. As soon as a person who is in the operational database tries to get a job, rent a house, or simply presents documents in another city, the system will give a signal to the security forces. Returning home for our client means inevitable detention at the airport and a fabricated criminal case. It is exactly such evidence in an expert report that allows the court to see the real threat behind general words about politics. This was Maxim Karitonov. See you in the next episode.